Did you just get a new puppy? Congratulations, super exciting. But now comes the hard work of potty training. And this is something that often frustrates a lot of new puppy parents is potty training because of the mess, the supervision, and all that. So in this video, I'm going to give you the 3 major pillars of puppy potty training, along with some other things to watch out for to set you and your puppy up for success. So if you don't know me, my name's Christy Halverson. I'm a positive reinforcement-based trainer here in Glendale, Arizona. And puppies are definitely one of my specialties. I've fostered over 70 and I've raised 3 of my own from puppyhood. So I know a little bit about puppies and about potty training. First things first, most puppies are not going to be completely potty trained until about 6 months of age. So just level setting expectations. A lot of times people think you get a puppy at 8 weeks, at 10 weeks, after a couple weeks, they should be completely potty trained. But think about it. A kid, a toddler, doesn't potty train in a couple weeks. It takes a period of time. Normally about 6 months is about a good kind of basis for most dogs where their brains and their bladders have connected, where you can start seeing some more meaningful, long-lasting potty training results. But obviously what you do in those 3 months of getting the puppy and to potty training is really going to affect how their potty training goes through their adolescence and into their adult life. So let's kick things off with pillar number 1. So first and most important thing for potty training is you have to have a schedule and a routine. You need to know when is the last time your puppy ate, drank, went pee, went poop, when did they have an accident. These are all things that you should really have a solid handle on for people, for families, or like multi-human homes. I often recommend some sort of chart that you guys can share together as a family to keep track of these quintessential moments. I'm a pattern person, so I tend to recognize patterns. So if you look over the week, maybe you'll begin to see some certain patterns, like how long does it take after the puppy eats before they have to go poop? Or how long after they drink water do they have to go pee? If you don't know those things, it's going to be really hard to stay on top of your dog's potty training. As an example, I had a foster puppy who, in the middle of eating, would do 2 spins and then poop right where he was. It was a little strange, but you got to get to know some of those cues and habits. And if you're not ready or you're not prepared or you're not keeping track of when was the last time your puppy went potty, it's easy to lose track of time, and that's when accidents happen. General rule of thumb is that a puppy can hold it 1 hour for every 4 weeks old they are. Now, if you've just gotten a new puppy or you've gotten a rescue puppy, I would err more on the side of caution and only do and take them out every hour. Okay. So, and then you can gradually start to increase the amount of time in between potty habits as your dog matures and ages and gets better at holding their bladder. So, the second major pillar of potty training is you need to watch them like a hawk. Okay. If you cannot watch them like a hawk, they need to be put in a crate. I personally, as a trainer, am not a big fan of playpens because there's still enough space in the playpen for the puppy to have an accident. So if you're going to use a playpen, don't use that as an excuse for you to not watch your puppy because they can still have accidents in there. Most puppies do not want to pee or poop where they sleep, which is why you want to keep them in a crate and they can learn to let you know when they do have to go. Some of the other tactics that you could use is you could always leash them and you could bring them around with you. That way you make sure that if the puppy begins to show signs that they have to go, or if they just go and they have an accident, you can pick them up and you can get them outside as fast as possible and let them finish doing their business outside and then come back in and clean it up. But supervision is key. Dogs build power every time they get away with the behavior. So every time your puppy has the opportunity to pee in the house, they're going to build more power and it's going to make your potty training journey that much longer. The third major pillar of potty training is cleaning and maintenance. You want to make sure that you have a really good cleaning routine for both floors and for carpets. Now, here's an important thing to note. If you're not using a pet-specific enzymatic cleaner, you are not getting rid of that smell. So dogs' noses are 3 million times more sensitive than ours is. So if you're only using bleach or you're using like some sort of household cleaner, that is not going to get rid of the smell to the puppy. Well, you might not be able to smell it. The puppy's going to be able to smell it. So especially if you find your dog is continuing, your puppy is continuing to have accidents in the same location over and over again, it's because that smell is still there and it hasn't gotten rid of it. And that's why your puppy continues to be attracted to it. So I like Rocco and Roxy. That is one of my favorites. Also, Carpet Miracle makes a good one. Normally, when I'm cleaning my house, since I have a plethora of dogs here, I like to use Angry Orange, the concentrated version, and I will spray the floor and I use my steam mop to steam and clean everything up. And then for spot treating accidents, I will use the Rocco and Roxy. Now, here's another thing I'm just going to go over because I've seen some people do interesting things when cleaning up pet accidents. First thing, if you see a pet accident, get paper towels, clean it up completely. Wipe it up as dry as possible for pee, clean up the poop. Now, here's the key thing. Do not put any of that soiled paper towels into your kitchen garbage can or into a household garbage can because the puppy will smell it and it will smell like a potty area. Anything that's soiled needs to go completely outside of your house, okay? Second step is you need to get your pet specific cleaner and you need to drench and spray. Now, here's the thing. In order for a pet specific enzymatic cleaner to actually work, you have to let it sit, and each product kind of varies, but normally it's anywhere from 8 to 15 minutes. I see a lot of people spray the enzymatic cleaner and then wipe it up right away. If you do that, the cleaner is not actually able to do its job and break down those scent molecules effectively so the puppy doesn't continue to have accidents there. So if it's 15 minutes, let's say, and you go back and it's dry, you can spray again and then really wipe up with a clean towel. Again, do not throw this paper towel away in your kitchen garbage. It needs to go outside of the house where that smell can no longer be there. If you have a carpet accident, if you have a couch accident, I highly recommend getting some sort of carpet cleaner. And again, with the carpet cleaner, don't just use regular carpet shampoo. Get a pet specific enzymatic cleaner. Rocco and Roxy also makes one of these that is pretty good. And make sure when you do the carpets that you continue to suck everything out until you cannot suck any more moisture out. It's really hard sometimes to get the scent out of carpet, but the better you are at cleaning and the faster you find it and the faster you address it, hopefully it doesn't sink down into the pad and into your pad and into the subfloor. So the other thing to think about is a lot of times puppies will pee on their blankets or on beds. If you wash it with regular human detergent, you are not getting rid of that smell. So I always recommend using like Nature's Miracle or a pet specific enzymatic laundry detergent for your pet items to help get rid of any of that smell so that it's not enticing the puppy to pee on it anymore. Now that we've covered the 3 pillars of potty training, I also think that I want to address some important things that you should do when you actually do take your puppy out to go potty. So a lot of times when people take their puppy out to go potty, we stand in one spot, we stare at them and we say, go potty. Remember, your puppy and dogs don't understand language. They don't really know what that means. So what you want to do, since dogs are scent-based creatures, is when you go out there, walk around the yard with your puppy. This helps increase movement, helps them maybe find a spot where they might want to go potty, and it prevents you from looking at them and giving them the mixed signals that maybe you want to play with them or maybe you want them for something so they can just focus on going potty. Once they finish going potty, you want to be there right away with the treat. So give them a treat, huge celebration. Yay, good boy, good girl. Make it the most fun and exciting thing in their life. Remember, they're companion animals. They want to make us happy. So we need to do a good job telling them how to make us happy in that moment so that next time they come out, they're going to be like, ooh, when I do this behavior, when I go potty or when I go poop, these big exciting thing happens and it's great. Now let's also talk about what to do if you catch your puppy in an like having an active accident or you just found an accident. If your puppy pees in front of you, do not scold them, right? If you scold them or you punish them in doing that, they're going to learn to evade you and find other places and hide from you when they do have to go in the house and they don't know how to let you go. And they don't know how to let you know that they have to go. So if you catch them in the act, just pick them up, get them outside, let them finish, treat, celebrate. If you find a potty accident, you didn't see your dog doing it, rubbing their dog's nose in it is not going to make them feel any better and actually doesn't solve anything and actually just breaks your relationship. So just follow the cleaning instructions that I gave you before, clean up the pet accident, and just make a note to yourself that you need to watch your dog a lot more closely than what you had so they don't have the opportunity to have another accident. The other thing I want to talk about are kind of the major times when a puppy is prone to have an accident. So obviously, first thing when you get up in the morning, you want to get them out as soon as possible. Depending on how old they are and depending on how far away it is from your outside, you might want to pick them up and get them out there as soon as possible. But as a general rule, during the day, you do not want to be carrying your puppy outside and placing them where you want them to go potty, or they're not going to learn where they need to go or how to alert you to go potty in the future. So the kind of first thing in the morning is the only time where it's okay, especially for a younger puppy, to pick them up and get them outside just so that they don't have an accident on the way outside. The second time that you're going to have normally find an accident is like after a nap. So general rule is if they've been in their crate, they were napping, get them outside right away so that they can go potty. And then the third time, this is the one that trips a lot of people up, is that I find for most puppies, after around like 15, 20 minutes of playtime or engagement or stimulation, that's normally when they have a potty accident. So if you're really engaged and you're playing with your puppy and they're getting water and they're coming back and playing, give it about a 15-minute window and then take them outside and let them go potty. Just remember, the more time you can the more time you get, often you're able to take your puppy outside and let them relieve themselves outside, you reward and celebrate that, the faster and easier puppy training is going to go. So, but also just remember, it takes some time. So don't expect a miracle overnight. Your dog's not going to wake up at 12 weeks and be like, yes, I'm fully potty trained. That is very unlikely. So just stick with it. Know that it will get better. But if you follow those 3 key pillars of setting a schedule or routine, watching them like a hawk or crating them when you can't watch them, and then proper cleaning and maintenance, those are the 3 key pillars that will set you up for potty training success with your new puppy. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and share. Also, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel for more information and content about dogs. And that wraps it up. So if you ever need any puppy training help, you're really struggling with potty training or other common puppy behaviors, you can reach out to me as a positive reinforcement-based trainer in Glendale, Arizona. And I would be more than happy to help you and your puppy get on the right path back to success and set up a long-term successful relationship. So thank you very much and happy potty training.